Good morning again, everybody. Welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen. If you haven't been here before, a very warm welcome to you. I'm the Junk Journal Geek, and if you are a returning visitor, thank you for coming back and joining me again today. So I'm carrying on working on the tab-bound booklet. I'm following along with a mini series that Carol Laws did, and I will link her playlist below, and I'm using the Spring Garden kit from Sunny Creates, and this is my design team project using that kit. So today I'm going to make the envelope page that Carol made to go. It's going to be a page in this booklet. Now Carol said you needed to have an even number of pages, but she made two of these little booklets at the same time. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages at the moment. This envelope will make 8. I'm not sure how many pages Carol ended up with, but I might need to take to do everything she's going to do to replicate the booklet. I might need to remove one of my prepared pages to keep it an even number, or I might need to add something else in. We'll see how we go. Need a sip of tea. So I have done as Carol did, stuck 2 pieces of the kit page together. Because this was printed on just normal basic copy paper, which I think was 80 GSM, and it wasn't printed double-sided, I did what Carol did, and I've just stuck 2 of the sheets together, so we've got a nice, you know, sturdier piece of paper now. I have left it for quite a while to for the glue to dry, so I hope it's going to be all right now to start working with it. I've lifted the camera up a little bit today because I was aware that I kept going off screen, so I hope it's okay for you all. I'm trying to work with it where I've got it set up because it's right at the end of my table near the wall, so it's the least likely place to get knocked in theory. So I'm hoping that this will be okay for you all. Sorry, I'm leaning across the camera to grab the things that I'm going to need. So the first thing I'm going to do is to score this piece of paper at 3.5, and I've pushed this up too far, haven't I? So I'm scoring at 3.5, and I'm going to fold that very carefully because, so I've got 2 pieces of paper stuck together, and then you know it's like copy paper is never exactly square, is it? So what have I done? I've trimmed this once I've stuck the 2 pieces together to square it up, and then so this is going to be like the front of the envelope, and this bit's going to fold over as the flap. So the back piece needs to be 4 inches so that it will match the size of our pages. Hope that makes sense. And as I say, I will link Carol's playlist below, and then you can see how she did it, because I think she's a bit better at showing and explaining these things than I am. So now I'm going to carefully fold this piece over. Let's just put that out of the way for a moment. So I hope you are all well today and happy and managing to get some crafting done. So that's the basis of our envelope. You can see it taking shape. So now I'm going to trim this flap so that it leaves a 2-inch flap. So I'll see if I can get my chompy chopper underneath the camera because I have lifted you up a bit, but I need to stand up for this, so if it sounds like I'm shouting, I'm not. I'm just a bit closer to the camera than I normally would be. So I'm going to line my I hope you can see what I'm doing here. That score line I've just made, I'm going to line up at the 2-inch mark and chop the rest of this off. I hope that's not too loud for you. And we'll keep this piece because we could use this for our closure bits. And again today I've tried to be organised. I've tried to work out what I'm doing and have the bits I think I'm going to need to hand. Although I need a string closure on this, and I know somewhere I've got some green string or twine and I can't find it. So, but it might come back to me while I'm doing this where it is. Right, now we need this envelope to be 7 inches tall because we want it to match the size of these pages. And at the moment it is, oh, just about 8. So my trimming was good. So I am going to score 1/2 inch in on each edge. So I'm going to come, oh, I can't get used to keeping this under the thing. 1/2 inch in there, and if you can hear a bit of banging about in the background, it's Max with his antler chew, and he likes to drop it on the floor every now and again, and we've got wooden floors, so it makes a great big clatter. I think he just likes to remind us all that he is here, as if we could forget. I think I'm going to score on the other side as well, because I have scored on the wrong side for folding, haven't I? So I may, if I go over all these score lines again, hopefully it will help my paper. And there he goes. Right, so let's refold this so we can see what we're doing. So that's going to come up there, that's our flap there. So then these extra bits are going to be the flaps to seal up the envelope, if that makes sense to you all. So I always have to think about this. I need the flaps in the middle. I also need some scissors, so I can trim this part off here, and we want to mitre that a little bit. And then we want to cut this piece off here. This is where I would like to have one of those, sort of the guillotine type cutter. I'd like a slidey one so that I can, you know, cut these precise areas, because with the guillotine obviously you can only chop the whole thing off. Right, so then I need these top corners taken off. And I'll mitre that slightly. And the same on this side. I'm hoping I'm cutting just inside the lines, so this all fits. So that's our flap down. So then these pieces are going to fold in. I think I need to get my bone folder out, just neaten this all up. And that's going to close there like that to make our envelope, so we can pop things in there. And that's going to be our flap over the top. So let's just burnish all of those folds. That's that one there. And that one there. And I think these, where I've glued this together, I need a spot more glue between those two sheets of paper. There. This needs trimming slightly more. I'm just wondering if I should stitch around all this before I stick it together. But the other piece I made, I mean, all the pages have been stitched round, but the other piece I made hasn't been stitched round, so maybe I should leave this one and then at least they'll both be the same. Again, I need literally a sliver off there, and the same off here. And then, oh, that wasn't very straight, was it? Mind you, it's hardly surprising, is it? It's me cutting it. Slightly better. And then corner rounder. Do big rounds, I think. One there. And it's beginning to look like an envelope now. So let me, I just want to add a little bit more glue onto these corners. There. Oh, big piece there. And there. So what do we think about the stitching? I mean, you don't see a stitched envelope generally, do you, in real life, but we're making a junk journal. So umming and ahhing. I think we won't. I think we won't stitch. So now I need to make holes to do my closures, and I need my circle punch, which is here. Let's cut, let's punch some circles out of this. Now, do I want to have different or the same? Don't know, but I do want these. They need a bit more glue as well. Didn't do very well with my gluing, did I? I'm just re-gluing these together so that they're nice and strong when we're using them. I don't want the string to accidentally go between these instead of behind them. So Might as well do these two as well while I'm here. That one's okay. Right. One thing I forgot to get was my pokey tool. So just bear with me a moment while I grab that, please. Right, I've got me pokey tool and my stabby book. So now I need to make a hole in this piece and this piece. Where's my ruler? That would help, wouldn't it? Hello ruler, where are you? There. 2 rulers. Okay, so this is 7 inches tall. So we want a hole about halfway. So that will be there. Can I see that? And then we will want one in the same place down here. So let's open this up. Get my book underneath. I'm going to make a hole there on my pencil mark and there on my pencil mark. And then, oh, I also need to make holes in these, don't I? And I'm just going to guess where the middle of those is. With reckless abandon. Right, now I will want I've put my box in a different place this morning and I can't reach the bits I'm grabbing for. I keep trying to, you know, put these things in different places to see what's working best, because obviously I have to get everything out every morning to do crafting, and then I have to put it all away again before everyone gets up because it's all over the dining table. So I keep trying to put things in different places to see what works best, you know, make it easiest while I'm filming. And I have to bear in mind that if I put it right in front of me, it's blocking the light. But if I put it next to me, you know, I need space next to me to be able to glue and what have you. So it's a bit of trial and error. I'll probably just get the hang of all of this and then, well, no, I'm not, there's not, I was going to say, and then I'll get my craft bin back, but there's not much chance of that happening. So, did I do those sides? I don't want this to look really grungy, but I just want, you know, just want a little bit. So now I've got to put my, I thought that these had rolled away then. So I'm going to pop that through there. Those little I can't remember what you call them. You know, the little paper holders that have the legs at the back that come apart. That's all they are. So I've split them apart to show you. Now I can't, I won't be able to get them in the hole, will I? So I'm popping that through one of my circles and the actual envelope, and then I'm going to open them up on the back like that, and then I'm going to do the same on this one at the top. So I'll pop that through that little hole. That hole's not big enough, it's just like a little starter to be able to get the tips of these through. It's not actually a hole that's the actual right size for these. Let's go that way. Oh, I can't get my, that's it, one there, one there. Now are these going to be big enough to cover these? I might just snip these a little bit, make them a little bit shorter. Oh, my scissors won't do that. Well, my snips do it. Yes. I don't know where those bits have flown though, that's not good. Stuck to my finger. Right, I'm going to pop these down with a little, as long as I can get the colour flowing, because I think they need something a little bit stronger because they're going over the metal, and it's just to protect, well, A, it looks a bit neater, and B, when you're popping things in and out of the envelope, it just helps them not to catch. Where's the other one gone? Oops. So hopefully they will adhere nice and strong. I'm pushing from the outside because I don't want to, if I push from the inside with these lumps on here, I'm likely to damage the paper. Still not really sticking. Maybe we need a touch more glue. Oops. I mean, on this one that's going to be completely on the inside, I could put some tape over that, but I don't really want to do that on the flap because it won't look very nice. But I could just put a piece of paper, you know, lining the flap. So I need to make sure what I'm doing before. Yeah, that's not working for some reason. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave those for a moment under a heavy book to see if that helps, and then if it doesn't, I'm going to line the envelope with some other papers. Right, just let me tidy this up a bit and then I'll be back to do the next bit with you. Right, the next thing we need to do is make a pocket for the back of that envelope. So I've just pulled out the ephemera pieces to see if there's anything suitable in here. Well, there will be something suitable in here. And I'm just checking the sizes because obviously it's got to fit on that space that's 4 by 7. So these are the pages printed 4 to a page. And these portrait ones would fit on, so we've got the option of those. We've got some ready-made pockety things here, but I don't think I want to use those. That would be too wide, that envelope. That's a file folder, so we don't want that. Now these tags were, I was thinking we might be able to use one of those. So what size are they? They are just under 3 by 5 3/4, but obviously we would need to take the tops off of them if we use those. So that's a possibility, but they might be a bit narrow. What about the, it's 2.5-ish. I think they are going to be, you know, I could make these coin envelopes up. Let's turn it around so you can see what I'm talking about. I could make one of these coin envelopes up and stick it on the back, but I think that will look lost. You know, the envelope is that size. I don't know though, it would give room for it, stuff to go in and out. I think I'd rather have something a bit bigger. That's a file, they're pockets, they're all tabs. There's another tag there. I think that might be a bit narrow. I haven't measured it. And we've got tags and the library card things there. So let's pop these definite no's out of the way and have a look at these. So if we cut the top off that, that would be a good size, because that is just under 3 again, and the long side is 5-ish. So that would work. I think these might be too, oh no, they're not too wide. But we don't really want a library type card on that, because you're not really going to be able to write on it, are you, if there's things in the pocket and things in the envelope. So they're probably not a good idea. This looks narrower, but it is actually the same size as that one. You can't see what I'm referring to. That one I've just measured. This one looks narrower, but it's actually exactly the same size. Optical illusion. And then these are all the same size again. This could have one of those, or we could just use these. I think I'll use one of these. So I need to cut that out, but I do want to back it onto something, because as I said, this is all just basic copy paper, so it's very flimsy. So it'll be between that one and this one. And we're on that green sort of paisley paper. I think I'll use the greenhouse. Sorry, I'm just slurping my tea because it's getting cold. I should have done that while I had you on pause, shouldn't I? I need it though, because my throat's getting scratchy again. Right, so I've just got a bit of junk mail here, although yes, it's going to be a pocket, it will be fine. Now, do I want to have wings on this? I probably do, don't I, so that I can should have thought about that as I was cutting it. So that we have a bit of, we have the gussets, you know, to put things in. I never thought of that. Right, plan B, let's grab a tag instead. This one's quite colourful, I'll go with that one. So if I cut this out here, Max, be quiet. Right, that's a bit better. I might fold the top over and stick it down so we've got a nice edge for the pocket. Right, let's stick this to the junk mail. I've no idea how long this video is today. I think the first bit went quite swimmingly. I hope you agree. I didn't feel like I got stuck at all. So hopefully it's not gone on to, that's the trouble, when you pause you sort of lose track of time. Right, so let's pop that down there. Let's cut this off. Put that in my pile of junk mail. And then we're going to score this. Can't find a little groove there. Probably because I haven't cut it straight. And too far in. Let's move that over slightly. Max, take it away. He's putting his thing on, his chew on my lap as I'm trying to do this. What a pest. Right, so that would fold there. And that would fold here. So that gives us hopefully a couple of straight edges to work from, although this one needs to go over just a touch. It would help if I kept these in a straight line, wouldn't it, as I'm doing it? Hopefully that will be better. Max, take it away. So then here, I want to fold over this top piece to get rid of the tag shape, and then we want a little bit here. So these will be my tabs, and this top bit will be a nice protected edge. So let's miter these corners. Don't know why I've still got this here because I don't need it now. Let's pop that out the way. I can cut these roughly where the tag's shape was. Cut that bit off, don't need that. Let's stick that bit down. So let's stick that top edge down first. Now we've got this junk mail is shiny, and you know, we've got quite a few layers of stuff going on there, so hopefully that glue will do the job. Now these corners are not quite right here, so let's just sort those out. Get rid of these bits. We can make this side a bit narrower. So there we have a pocket to stick on the back of that envelope we've just made. This needs to come over slightly more. And obviously we'll pop the tag or something in there. I'm just wondering if I want to have a little thumb notch in that. I think I do. Just a teeny tiny one, just so that we can see it's there. So that will be a pocket. Let's see if this has stuck yet, or if we need to give it a bit more attention. Right, I think I'm going to cover those, although maybe they are okay. Let's have a look. So this will be in the book, and when you turn it over, that will be on the back. Oh, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? That will be on the back, and obviously there'll be something in there. So are we ready? What do we think of these? Are they going to hold, or do they need... I think they might be all right once they've had, you know, if I leave them a bit longer. So I'll put the string on to show you what it's going to look like, but I'm not going to stick this down. I'm going to leave it overnight, and then if I do need to cover this completely, it will be easier to do it, obviously, if it's not being put together as an envelope, than it will be if I am trying to fiddle about from the outside in. So where was the string? Still couldn't find the green string. I did have a look when I turned the camera off just now. This is far too thick. Carol used baker's twine, which is the green string I'm looking for, but that one sort of goes all right. And I've also got this crochet cotton, so I thought that might be all right. I think I'll use this because this is going to make it even more bulky, and this is going to be bulky as it is. I think inside here Carol put another booklet, if I remember rightly, so it's going to be quite bulky with that, so I will I think I will leave it at this crochet cotton, so that will wrap around there and around there and around there. And if I do find my green string, I can take this off and replace it with the green string and leave that there. And so I'm going to leave that so I know where the end is too. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And then, as I say, that will be stuck on the back, but I'm not going to stick that down until I'm sure that the other bits are okay. So that's today's video done. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you're thinking of it so far, and let me know if you've gone over and had a look at Carol's videos, and if you are planning to have a go at this yourself, or if you have already made a tab bound journal. But yeah, quite pleased with that so far. I'm just, as I say, I'm just going to double check those inside circles once they've had a chance to dry. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back again in another couple of days with something else for you. In the meantime, take care and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye bye.